I was 24 when I started dating my husband.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's my husband. You see,
Right.
it must be with intention. You're going to
It has to be. It has to be. I'm not gonna just be what?
Okay.
Why?
You are courting me. This is a Victorian romance novel.
No, it literally is. No, like it dead ass is.
Okay.
You're leaving me little notes like in.
If you want
Thank you.
regular WAP. Now
You don't want this WAP.
Okay.
If you want this WAP, I need love letters. I need flowers. I need like a poem written by me for me.
Yes.
You know, like you said, very Victorian, very like.
Yeah. Bring the candles.
You know.
Arrange. You're gonna be spending money.
Hi. Yay, it worked. Okay, good. Hey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me get my settings.
Stop.
1. Okay. Let's see.
So while Lindsey's doing her settings, I just
all right, there we go.
Explain, I guess, what we're doing here, which is so one of the things that I do that I've been doing for a while now, at least probably a decade, the last decade in New York, is like randomly I'll interview people. So I love interviewing people. I love getting to know people, and I think that since we've had the Black Lives Matter movement, which I like to call like Civil Rights Movement Part 2, you know, that's just my take on it. And because it's the Civil Rights Movement Part 2, it's like definitely we have to keep the energy going. And I think that it's important that people meet beautiful, amazing, talented Black people, women. And so I saw Lindsey on a live that a friend of ours did with Lindsey about the protests and being Black in America and whatnot. And I thought it was such a great conversation. And I would like to explore it a little bit more and get to know a little bit more about this amazing woman who is beautiful and she's thriving in New York and she's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? And to see anybody. And one, thank you so much, Lindsey, for your patience. It's been
absolutely, girl. Like I understand.
Here. You know, I went by for years being like, you know, I'm the actress. So, you know, give me a script and call it a day, you know? And when I started my YouTube channel, actually, my husband edited all of our videos. And he was like,
oh, nice.
He was like, I'm not editing. Like, it takes forever. You have to learn how to do it yourself. And so I didn't, you know, on top of like getting a lot of racism, I didn't do any videos because I was like, I don't care to learn how to edit. Like the end, you know, I'm like, I'm the talent, right? And then I was like, wow, like I'm really not going to be able to get done the things that I want to achieve if I don't know how to do them myself. Writing, you know, making art comes naturally, but you got to put in the work. And so I've learned that the hard way. But I'm happy that I learned it. So I'm still learning. And so I thank you so much for your patience. So yeah,
absolutely, girl. It's okay. I'm so used to, you know, technical difficulties and especially with the phone and like computers, you just like never know. So this is, look, I'm good. I was in no rush today.
I
set aside just for this today, so you're good.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it too, because oftentimes I feel like as a Black woman, like I'll be honest, I feel like, you know, people don't give us time to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it done or you're out of here.
They're like, why don't you know this? Or like,
yeah,
you know, it's just like you can never be good enough. It's like, okay, she can't do this, all right, we have to replace her. It's just like, wait, hold on, let me like give me like a minute to like, you know, get my stuff together. Don't just throw me to the wayside, you know, because I know the other talent that aren't, you know, of color, they can just, you know, skate and ride on through. But with like us, we have like an extra like magnifying glass put on us. So it's just like so much extra pressure. And like, you know, even just not even like industry wise. I mean, just like in general, we're just so like, we're like put on a pedestal or something, I kind of want to say, or of what we should or shouldn't be like as a Black woman. And that all of that, I mean, it's just so much pressures that we deal with like on a daily. I feel like a lot of people don't understand it. Like there's so many stressors that we get coming from like all different directions. It's hard to kind of like find a good balance. So yeah, so I've kind of like, as I'm getting older, I've kind of learned to kind of like compartmentalize different things, just so that, you know, I'm taking care of myself first at the end of the day.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about self-care for the Black woman and what that looks like. But first, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Just anything you'd like to share with us.
Okay, so I'm 26 years old. I live in Queens, but I'm originally from Ohio. So I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, not too far from like Columbus, like or Cincinnati. Those are like, I think I know Columbus is yeah, like an hour and some change away. Because a lot of people don't know, haven't heard of Toledo, so I kind of like to say, you know, where the closest big town is. So not too far from Columbus. And then I lived in, so I moved to Atlanta, I think in like 2016, 2017, kind of like, I think it was like about to be 2017. And I lived there for a couple years. And I did some like background acting while I was down there. I had a couple agencies that I worked with. And then I moved to New York, I believe in 2018, I want to say. Okay. Like beginning of 2018. So I've been here like for a couple of years. And I, you know, I model now here in the city. But, you know, just with, which is great. You know, I enjoy modeling. I love it. I just graduated from school as well in May. I couldn't do my like commencement because of Corona. You know, we couldn't do like a big graduation. So I have to wait until December to like actually walk. But I did get my diploma, so that's all I cared about. So I was excited about that. So yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, just a little like rundown of me. But recently I've been getting more into like just activism and, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, especially with everything that's been going on. Even though it's not new, you know, it's being recorded now and put out there. Because I'm like George Floyd, people were so you know, stunned that this happened. I'm like, this has been happening for not even years, like decades, like centuries. And it's just like, but that one was kind of like a wake up call to me. And especially with quarantine, I went back home to Ohio. So I kind of had some time to reevaluate like my, not morals, but like my goals. And I'm just like, okay, modeling is great. We love it. Acting, love, you know, that I had to kind of like see that there's other things outside of that are important as well. Especially me being a Black woman. I have a younger brother. He is 18 and I'm 6'1". And he's taller than I am. Yeah, so I'm 6'1". He's taller than I am. Yeah. He plays football, so he's like he's a big guy, and so I always worry about him because just their Black men are just seen as a threat, and he's like the sweetest kid. So it's just like it just kind of like hit me like all at once. So I started a podcast. It's called Clocked In with Lindsey Gilbert, and on there I kind of talk about you know, cases like George Floyd. Guys. Yeah, so podcast. If you go to my page, it's in my bio.
Nice.
So I started a podcast, and I've had like different guests. I've had a couple like friends on there to get other people's like point of view. So it's not just coming from me, but I have talked about, you know, cases like George Floyd, you know, police brutality in general, being a Black woman, man, or just being a person of color in today's society. So I kind of like to touch on those different topics. So that was kind of like a little passion project of mine. So, and I don't have a schedule for it. I keep a little notepad of like topics I like to talk about. And then just whenever I feel that I have enough like content to speak about, I'll record and then upload. So I don't have like a new episode out every Thursday or like every Wednesday. It's just kind of as, hey, Jatan. So see a couple people joining. Yeah, so I kind of just upload as I go. Hey, Jatan. So yeah, so that's really where I'm at today. You know, I've been being more vocal on things that are going on today because I feel like I was just so like focused on, you know, modeling and like my career, and after everything kind of going on, I kind of had to like be like, there's a lot more things that are important that are going on that need to be talked about.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's get into a little bit of different various topics. One, I wanted to know, we're jumping, but we're going to get back to this, of course. But let's jump into entertainment. How do you feel about WAP?
I didn't mind. Hey, Xavier. I didn't mind WAP because this is the thing. Men, we have Slob on My Knob, you know, Ice Cube's, what's the Ice Cube song? It's like Back That Ass. Like we have so many male songs from the male. So many talking, you know, about how long their thing is, you know, how many girls. But as soon as a woman talks about, you know, enjoying herself or, you know, praising her WAP, it's an issue. And the thing is too, people have to realize some of these songs are purely just for fun. Is this song gonna win a Tony or whatever? Probably not. Like, you know, like it's just a fun summer song.
Right.
I thought people take things too seriously, and I understand exactly. WAP is no different, right? And I understand people are saying like, oh, no, actually, no, I don't, because
right.
I was like, no, I don't. I know people were saying like, oh, they need to be like, they need to be women and role models, and like, but it's like Megan and Cardi never said that they were anybody's role model. People assign that to these celebrities and put them on this crazy pedestal, and then when they go out of that box, it's like, oh my God, like how dare they, like they're so like they're so not feminine, and oh my God, they're talking about their WAP, blah 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 blah. But like I said, all these men, all these videos with like, you know, strippers, and that's no problem because I listen to that music too when I, you know, feel in the mood. But it's just like no one's ever said Future, like no one, or you know, like all his songs like that. It's like okay, download it, stream it. But as soon as Cardi and Megan talking about WAP WAP WAP, it's like, oh my God, how dare they? This is disgusting.
I mean,
you know, so it's just like
we were literally saying skeet skeet. Skeet skeet.
Literally, I was saying it in grade school. I didn't know what it meant. My Spanish teacher was like,
what it means, but it sounds wrong.
It's wrong. I would say
salacious. I don't know what
that's what I'm saying. That song's been out forever. No one ever. Wait, I'm old enough to remember In Vogue. Right, but when they dropped it, it was controversial.
Right.
But what's his name? Who's a good like artist back in the day? I don't know. So yeah, Salt-N-Pepa. Who's like a male artist, kind of like in that era, like Ludacris. Not Ludacris, but LL Cool J. Some of his songs were a little out there, but once again, the men can get away with
licking his lips
with a Black woman,
licking his lips all the time, and then
you don't have no chapstick.
You know,
your lips aren't dry.
Two Black men you always knew that was like,
right.
I'm like, stop.
Hey girl. Right, like your lips aren't that dry. Like you know, it's just like. I just think that once again, Black women are looked at totally different. We have so much different pressures put on us, and we can't talk about our sexuality or anything like that without being labeled as inappropriate or, oh my God, you're letting the children down. It's just like, it's a fun song. And like, I know some people, you know, I understand that side where they're saying like, oh, you know, they're doing too much or whatever, but it's like, not really, because men have been doing it forever, and I don't ever hear any, you know, backlash. But when a Black woman does it, it's like, how dare they? So that's my take on it. It's a fun song. It's like it's not hurting anybody. They're not talking bad on anyone. It's not like a diss track. You know, there's so much craziness going on. They came together and made a fun song. The video was great.
I do feel like it's a women empowerment video. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, this is one for the girls, yet again.
It's one for the girls. Right. Y'all can have slob on my knob.
Right.
I'm going to have WAP.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. Of course,
I like it. It's fun.
What do you think about the Kylie Jenner entrance?
Child.
Well,
if you know me, my friends know this. I'm not a Kardashian Jenner fan. And I have a couple friends that are, and I've had to ask, like, tell them, like, you know, don't talk. I won't say don't talk about them around me, but like, don't be surprised if I get quiet. Because that's exactly what I do. When someone bring them up, that's me. I'm like, I don't know. I get it because they are friends. I heard that Cardi's daughter and Stormy, Kylie's daughter, they like, you know, the LA, they're all in that part of that same area. I think they're like, you know, playmates. I understand they're friendly.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. I know like that main like tagline, which is from another song, like there's hoes in this house. Maybe they were bringing like women who have been seen as hoes, because they had like Sukiyana. I love Sukiyana, by the way. And she's like, if she's a proud, like, she's like, yes, I'm a hoe, but I get my bills paid. My man is happy, blah, blah, blah. So maybe I think they were bringing like women that maybe had that label on them, and just trying to show it like in a more positive light, which is like, it's a woman empowerment. Women can do whatever they want with their bodies. It's up to them whether they're like a hoe. I don't like that term. It's fun for that song, but it's just like, I don't like that label. But I see where they were going with bringing her on, because, you know, she's had her stories with, like, you know, all the Kardashians have. So I get why they brought her on. They probably brought her on for some exposure as well, because she has a big following. I get it. I see it from a business standpoint. Exactly. Understandable.
Right.
Me personally, I would have loved to see like another Black woman, Sweetie, like a woman that doesn't steal from Black culture. I would have loved to see an actual Black woman. Like Sweetie would have been a cute moment. Like a Bree Runway, maybe. Who else?
Solange.
There was
Beyonce's sister Solange.
Solange would have been a cute situation. She would have been a cute situation, like something like that. You know, something where I could like relate.
You know FKA Twigs?
Yeah, FKA Twigs. She would have been cute.
Yeah.
There's so, I mean, they could have brought on Flo Milli would have been cute. Yeah. You know, somebody like, there was another one. It was Sweetie. There was another, like Sweetie would have been a good moment. I can't think of the other, because I was on Twitter reading like people who they should have had. It says, so do you think selling your body is okay? I mean, that's up to her. I can't say whether a woman can do. I can't tell a woman what and not to do with her body. If she feel, I'm hoping she'll be safe about it. There's some protection. I don't know. It's not for me. I wouldn't do it, but I can't. I can't. I'm a non-judgmental person. Like honestly, like if that's how she has to get her bills paid, it's sad that it had to come to that. But I mean, like it's not for me, but everyone knows what's best for them. That's all I have to say. I'm not advocating for that, but you know, if that's how she feels that she has to make money, you know, I don't know. Yeah, that's how I can answer that question.
All right, well, let's
It's her
move
body at the end of the day, you
to,
know?
yeah, exactly, absolutely. I believe in women empowerment, and I believe that women should always be protected no matter
Yeah.
what they're doing, and that women should be able to do what they want to do, same as men. So,
Thank you.
or any other sex. Okay. Let's move along to interracial dating. So, what are your thoughts on interracial dating and relationships?
I had this conversation with a friend a couple days ago, and I have no issue with it. My issue is, and it's mostly Black men,
Mm-hmm.
when they put down the Black woman to praise the non-woman of color that they're with. That I don't agree with. You can have your preference. If you want to date white, Latina, Asian, no issue. But don't put down the Black woman in lieu of that. Like, don't say, oh, Black women are too aggressive. They don't listen. They're not docile. They're not submissive. Because it's like, you came from a Black woman. Your mom is Black. Your granny's Black. Your aunt. You know, and don't I don't care who you date. That's up to you. But don't say, oh yeah, my white woman's better because she listens to me. She does whatever I say. You know, she's very submissive. But you know, y'all Black women, y'all are crazy. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I have no issue with it. Just don't be disrespectful.
Okay. So have you ever dated interracially, or do you see yourself ever dating interracially, possibly?
I've never dated anyone ever in my life.
Wow. Wow. I was not
And
expecting
don't plan
that.
on. What'd you say?
I was not expecting that answer.
Never.
Wow.
Never. And I don't see myself dating anytime soon. How about
Mm.
that?
Mm.
I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like the older, would you say?
Do you care to elaborate on any of that?
I don't know. I just feel like just the older, I'm so 26, right?
Yeah.
If I haven't dated yet, I just haven't met that person. You know, I don't want to settle. I see a lot of my friends are in these horrible relationships just because they feel the need to be in one. And that's just not me. I'd rather be single and, you know, possibly find like a true match. I mean, it might not be that first one, but I don't feel the need to date like excessively to find it, which is, like I said, it's fine if that's what you want to do. But I don't know, something about wasting people's time. And then, you know, I just kind of would rather not do that. I would rather just wait until I feel like, okay, can I see like going further with this person? You know, I don't really know if I want to get married either, but I kind of think that, like, can this be like a husband? Could this be a father maybe? You know, I don't want to just date like, oh yeah, just because I can. So I haven't dated ever, and I haven't met anyone that's like, I don't know if I'm picky. I don't know if it's just I just see myself with a certain, especially like career wise, like, you know, a lot of men that come up to me, they have children. I don't want a ready made family. No issue if you have children, love that. I just, you know, I don't, that's just not, baby mama drama, all of that. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, I just feel like I just really haven't met that one. And I know that, and I think honestly too, I'm like a hopeless romantic as well. Like I want to be like courted. Like I want like, you know, I don't want booty calls at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I want like love letters, like send me flowers. Like I don't know. I think I'm just a hopeless romantic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So That could be it too, but yeah, and I know it'll happen. My mom and I, we talk about it. She was like, do you ever see? Because she's like, you haven't dated, or like, is it, what do you see? And I was like, honestly, Mom, I was like, I feel like I'll just know, and I just don't want to rush it because I've seen friends who've had like horrible breakups, like just the guy they're with is just um, manipulated. Like I just seen friends have like horrible relationships, and so that just kind of like, I don't want to say scares me off, but it kind of just puts up like a guard where, okay, like now I know what to not look for or not rush it, because it's like, I don't know. I just don't understand the rush. When you do find one, like you said, you're married, so you found that one, but it's just like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to just date, and then, you're wasting my time too. I'm wasting yours. So,
okay.
Yes. And I don't really have a
So
type.
you
I feel
want
like I
to
would.
date with intention. If you,
Right, exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
And
don't want to just date to
yeah,
be not single.
right, exactly, right. And no games ever.
No
No
games.
relationship just for the experience of having
Right.
it. So you say you met a guy and you knew this would never work, but there's a chemistry of sorts. You wouldn't entertain it?
I mean, maybe to see like where it could go. Like if I felt something, like then maybe I could see like where it would go. But I feel like honestly, I just know, because I could I have dated? Of course.
Of course.
I could have been booed up, but I
And
just don't feel it, And I just like, I don't. I'm a person where I can't hide my emotions. Like you'll know, like if I'm annoyed or if I'm not feeling it, and then, like I said, just the wasting time. I've just like my friends. I'm just like, why are you wasting your time? Like, and then it's hard for me to tell them because everyone has their own path and like intentions. Not how I feel is not how my friend is gonna feel. But I'll just be like, why are you wasting your time? I don't know, girl. I could be single till I'm like 40. Like it's no big thing to me.
okay. I was single too. I mean, this is very surprising, as I said, to hear
Mm.
that from you because you're so beautiful. Like that's
Oh, thank you.
incredible to me. No, I mean that's like it gets me upset when you know when women talk about this because I've met women who were in their 40s and had that, and had never had
Mm-hmm.
a relationship. And, you know, and men can get that way too, but I mean, as a I consider myself a woman, but also I play on the scale of, of binary. I don't believe in a set, position
Right.
for myself.
Right.
But
It's on a spectrum. It really is.
yeah, the feminine part of me feels for the feminine of women that, especially at that age, want to know what that's like. When I was your age, I had just gotten into my first relationship,
Right.
so it's not, I was 24 when I started dating my husband. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's my husband. You see,
Right.
it must be with intention. You're going to
It
be
has to
courting.
be. It has to be. I'm
Has
not
to
gonna
be.
just be what?
Okay. You
Why?
are courting me. This is a Victorian romance novel.
No, it
You
literally
are
is. No,
courting
like it
me.
dead ass is.
Okay. If
You're
you
leaving me
want
little
regular
notes like
rock,
in.
if you want
Thank you.
regular rock, wop. Now I
You don't want this WAP. If you want
okay.
this WAP, I need love letters. I need flowers. I need like a poem written by me for me.
Yes.
You
Have
know,
to.
like
Have to.
like you said, very Victorian, very like,
Yes. Yep. Bring the
you know.
candles. Arrange. You're gonna be spending money. You you're gonna be spending money. What do you say?
Thank you. Oh wait, women over dating past 25. Wait, women over dating past 25 is unattractive to me anyway.
Well, maybe you're 25. I don't know.
Wait, women. Do you mean women over 25?
Yeah, I think he's saying that you
Women.
want to date women over 25.
Oh,
I'm
you wouldn't date women over
I'm saying you're
25.
25 and you want to date
That's
women.
okay, because I don't date men. I don't date men over. You have to at least be 34.
Okay. Thank you. That's why I keep telling these young bodies, I'm not impressed.
You need to be creeping towards 40.
I like some salt and pepper. I like some salt and pepper. Okay.
What am I do with a man that's my age? Thank you. What I'm gonna do with a 26, 27-year-old? I need you to be like 34, 32, 34. Women dating too much after the age of 25. Well, I haven't dated at all. Women dating too much after the age of 25. Yeah, I mean that's true too. I just like I said, that's just not me. Do some women, do they feel the need to be dating all the time? Yeah, that's cool. You know, get a free meal or whatever.
Right.
But like I said, that's
women have careers. Progress is slow, so we're not getting the homes as fast enough. Why would a woman get married to a man that doesn't have a home to offer? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I need a home to raise a baby.
Please, I need a home. You got a 401k. What's your retirement looking like?
Yeah.
But what does what's your 10-year plan? Like that's why I say. I mean, not saying men my age are all immature or whatever. Some men really are my age, really have it all settled, all going on. Cool. But I don't know. Just where I see myself going as a woman, you just have to come correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And men can say the same thing. Oh yeah, my woman, she has to be like, 34 double F, waist 24. So men have their preferences too. That's fine.
Right.
And I have mine. You have to be 35 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, with a home, something to offer. What's going on?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, do you want to?
Someone said about sugar daddies.
Yeah, you want to answer that?
Oh yeah. Thoughts on these young girls raving about? I know a couple that have a SD. I don't know. Once again, that relationship, as long as it's consensual and each person knows what they're getting out of it, the man, sometimes men who have these like boku amounts of money, they do want to spoil it on a younger woman. Now, they need to not be married though. Like I don't want any cheating going on. Like that's where I would cut the line. But if this man has money that he just wants to offer and a girl sees, she can get her bills paid. A lot of girls have got like their tuition paid. Like it's a give and take relationship. I don't see it as something to look down again. Because once again, I'm not a judgmental person. Everyone knows what's best for them. As long as it's consensual, it's safe. Then, the man wants to show off a beautiful woman or just a woman that beauty is subjective. So that person might not be beautiful to you, but he might think she's gorgeous, whatever. The woman is in this relationship for a reason as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
Girl, if you gotta get your bills paid, I have no issue.
These women have lifestyles that require a lot of money, and that's what attracts the man to them. That's what attracts the man. Now that's also what attracts all the other men to them as well too. But just date women that put in as much effort as you put in. That's what you have to do. That's what men don't understand. Like if you want to wear sweats, you're gonna date a chick that wears sweats. You know what I'm saying? Like if you work out, you'll probably be dating a woman that works out.
That works out, of course.
If you eat healthy, you'll probably date someone that eats healthy.
That's healthy.
Active lifestyle have to be equally yoked, as people say. You
do.
I'm not trying to, actually I was trying to date Brad Pitt, so never mind. I was like,
hey, Brad.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Awesome.
Brad is cute though.
Let's talk about weight and I know for myself, I guess I would call myself plus size, or I would call myself overweight. I guess because I'm not like a plus size model, so I don't know. Just like
curvy.
Like full figured.
Right, full figured. Okay, same.
So people like my doctors are like, you should lose weight, and people are like, even on my YouTube channel, people will comment like, you've gained weight. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like there's a pressure to, even today, to be a certain.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Definitely. And I feel like it's just for women in general, no matter what your skin color is or race. Fat phobia is a real thing. People really, I don't understand it, because it's like, you don't know their body. They could be healthy. They could look unhealthy to you,
Mm-hmm.
but they might actually be healthy. Some people just, now obviously there's obesity where it's like to the point where you just know that that person is unhealthy and probably need to contact like a, some kind of doctor, nutritionist, something like that. So there's that end. But you just shaming a woman for being like a size 14 and calling, oh, she's fat, she's unhealthy. Like they always are talking about Ashley Graham being unhealthy. It's like, no, she's healthy for her height.
Right.
She's at a healthy weight.
Mm-hmm.
Some women, she's taller. Some women just carry extra weight. Some women just carry the extra weight. And it's just like, what do I have? What does this have anything to do with you? Like, are your bills still getting paid? Probably. Are you still eating? Right. Are your lights still on? Probably. So it's like, what do you have to do with me? So it's very sad. I see a lot of just nasty comments, just on people's YouTube pages, Instagram, and it's like, how dare someone, like, I would never comment out of my way to, like, that's going to hurt their feeling, to some extent. Some people might not care. I did a beauty video I think it was for Allure. It was either Allure or Glamour. And it's on YouTube. And it was like a bridal beauty video, like how to.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple comments like of people calling me fat. Girl, I didn't care. I was reading them comments. I was like, but I got paid.
Right.
So it was just like, it doesn't affect me. I think because I've been in the industry for so long, I've built the skin. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I would have felt some type of way. But it's like, but that's not me. Some people will get hurt by that. But it's just sad that fat phobia really is a thing. And I'm just like, everyone's going to have extra weight, carry different weight. As long as they know that they're healthy, they probably have talked to a doctor. The doctor knows. I mean, like, and I feel like even for doctors to say you need to lose, obese, like whatever that scale is, that like your, I can't remember what it is. Your
BMI.
What'd you say?
BMI.
BMI. Yeah, that kind of like, I kind of don't see that as like a science or like a factual scientific thing, because it's like, for a year, ever since I've been going to the doctor, I'm always like in the obese like spectrum or whatever. Like I'm always like off the BMI, but my doctor's like, you are healthy. So that, because they'll show me this thing, and I'm like all the way up here.
Right.
And they're like, but really you are like healthy. You're, you're 6'1". This is your weight. You are at a good weight for your height. So, and I think people, live by that BMI, and that's why people have anorexia and bulimia, because doctors are telling you, society is telling you. So it's just like, and men deal with it as well, definitely not as much as women. There's such a crazy beauty standard put on women. You have to be frail. You have to be, your bones need to be showing. You can only, drink water or eat like a celery stick. It's just like, that's not reality. I mean, I believe in like, you only live once. If obviously don't overeat or don't overdo it, but everyone's, tolerance is different. Like if you want to eat a few donuts, you're gonna be okay, no problem. I wouldn't say eat donuts like every day, like back to back, because that's unhealthy. But you can be healthy and still enjoy, eating. It's something. There's some weird like relationship between people and food and weight. It's just like, I don't know. I hate it. I feel bad for women that really like live by what society says, and I had to learn it too, because I'm like, you know what, I'm never going to be a size 2. It's literally impossible at my height. And you have to look at your genetics as well. Like all my family is tall. Mm-hmm. Obesity doesn't run in our family. No one in my family. Everyone is healthy at everyone is at a healthy weight for their height. I'll say that. So I think I'm a size like 14, 16, but they have to remember I'm 6'1", you know, so it's like,
Right. Exactly.
just
Whereas
mind your
I'm
business.
size 14 and I'm 5'6". So
Right.
that's
So
when a
that's
doctor says, you know, you should probably lose weight and, you
right.
know, and I do get triggered by, I mean, not too triggered, just to be honest, because I've been,
But yeah, you feel like some type of way.
but yeah, I've been heavier my whole life. But when people say, you know, oh, you've gained weight, I'm like, I know I should be healthier, you know. So I feel
Right.
that, you know, but I definitely feel like if you're taller, like
You're gonna, I mean, you know, like,
it starts to
right.
make sense, you know.
Right. And
Yeah,
like you said, it's like, and you'll know, like, cause you know your body, you'll know, like, hey, you know what? Maybe I do need to lose a few pounds. But everything is it's a personal thing. It's like,
right,
how dare someone else come in and say, cause you might be fine at your weight at a health like health wise,
right,
but you'll know your body, like, you know what? My body's feeling kind of off, you know, it might be something I'm eating. Let me maybe change. And I don't like to say diet. I just like to say, like, let me change my lifestyle, like my eating habit.
mm-hmm.
I hate saying the word diet. I feel like,
Right,
you know what? No, I'm just going to change my eating habits,
yeah,
maybe scale back. But like, again, it's a personal thing. You'll know when to maybe be like, hey, you know what? Maybe my doctor is right. Maybe I might need to like scale back. But it's just like, if you don't, people are, you know, the name calling, it's just the world is just sick, you know. It really is. Like, I'm just like, you're focused on this person's weight. Like, maybe let's focus on like locking the cops up that killed Breonna Taylor, or who you voting for in November. Like, there's so many other things. And like, especially like with Ashley Graham, people calling Ashley Graham fat. It's like, girl, she got millions of dollars
right.
with her husband and her baby. Like, I promise you, she's not worried about these like internet trolls. Oh, my friend, hey Vanessa, she said people have too much time. Yeah, people have too much time on their hands spreading negative energy. Exactly. People need to mind their own business. That's true. That's very true. Just mind your business, really.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, speaking the election, how do you feel about the Kamala Biden ticket? If you want to talk about that, you don't have to. If you don't,
I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I at this point, the election is just choosing the lesser of two evils. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we got to get Trump out of here. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's just a given. Do I really want to vote for Biden? Not really. Do I really want to vote for Kamala? Not really. Is it visually aesthetic? Yes. We have Obama's vice president running for president. Then we have a woman of color. I believe she's Native American and Jamaican.
Indian,
Love it. Woman of color. What'd you say?
Indian. Her mother's from India.
And Indian. Okay, so she's Indian and Jamaican. Love
Yes.
it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But we have to like look at some of her past policies. Like, is she really for us? I don't 100% think so. But still, Trump has to get out of here. Like that's all I have to say. Like, I and obviously I'm going to vote for Biden and Kamala. It's just but at this point it's like not a stalemate. It's just like an albatross. It's like I don't have a sadly I don't have a choice. You know, it's so hard. Like, I love the way it visually looks, but sometimes you have to like dig deeper because he said some really trash stuff even recently. Some of her policies aren't the best from her past. Like, what was she, a governor or something, or I don't know what she was, prosecutor. I don't.
Yeah,
She's
Attorney
a
General.
white attorney general. Okay, yeah. Some of her rulings in the past I haven't really liked, but maybe, you know, it'll be different if, you know, they do get put into office. But this election is basically, like I said, it's going to be just choosing the lesser of two evils. Either way, Trump has to we just have to get Trump out of here. That's all I have to say. Kanye running, that's a joke. That's gonna be that's just to divide the vote even further. So I don't even know why Kanye. I don't pay nothing. I don't pay attention to what Kanye does. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't take that seriously at all.
I don't take that seriously, girl. I said okay. But yeah, that's how I personally feel.
I think that's how a lot of people feel at this point.
Yeah.
This Black Lives Matter movement, if you will. How do you feel at this point about how things have gone, progress? Like, do you feel like people who said they were going to step up have actually stepped up? Do you feel like allies, which is a term I don't like to use.
I hate, yeah.
People should do the right thing without being coddled with a word.
Right. Oh, yeah, they're an ally. Like, no, right. They're just doing the right thing.
Right. Because, Black women have been allies to people.
For centuries, honey.
And nobody ever said to, call them allies. Right. So, yeah, do you feel like you're seeing the change that people said that they would make and that people were talking about? Do you feel like things are going to improve? What are some of your thoughts on
that? There's been some policy changes in a few states. I think some states took away the that grip. I don't know what it's called, but they've stopped that grip. I don't know the technical term of it. Some have like taken some funding out of the police department. So I've seen, they're starting to take down like, these monuments of like Confederate like monuments. So like I'm seeing some small changes, but not enough. And I don't want to say not enough. It's going to take time. It's going to take years to unlearn what has been pushed to the forefront. Like I've had people come to my DM and like they'd be like, I never knew any of this was going on. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, it's up to you to really unlearn everything that you've learned just about Black history, police brutality, all of that. And that's going to take time. So I have seen small changes. The Breonna Taylor case is horrible. I can't believe the men are still out here free. That needs to be handled immediately. But I don't really see a huge change. It's just outside of like the small policy changes that I've seen in certain states. And I know a lot of celebrities stepped in to donate, and I think I will give Kanye West this. I know he did donate to Breonna Taylor's family and George Floyd. I think I forgot the amount, but he basically like made sure that George Floyd's daughter like was going to school taken care of. So I'll give him that. So some celebrities did step up. That's great. Or just other activists, but it's gonna take a long time, and it's sad that it has gotten up to this. But I feel like social media will be a good tool. People are uploading videos of these policemen acting crazy, because that's the real issue that I have is the police brutality. Some laws need to be changed as well, as far as like the criminal justice system, because the justice system is definitely not made for us whatsoever. That needs to change, and that's going to take time. So and it's not going to be overnight. So I can't really say like I haven't seen or like am disappointed in where it's going, because I know it's going to take some time. But I just hope that people continue, how hard they were going when George Floyd passed. I hope they continue this and don't just look at it as like a trend or like a fad. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives is not a trendy like hashtag. Like it's a serious thing. So yeah, I'm staying optimistic as possible to see like what the future brings, but it's only you know, this, but it's going to take time because, like I said, it's going to take years to unlearn everything that, you know, we know today. So,
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I agree with that. And I definitely feel like, you know, people, you know, if you care about something, if something matters to you, you go hard for it, period. You don't wait for a movement. You don't wait for permission. You go hard for it, period. So hopefully people who, all of these people that have come out the woodwork and said, this is a topic that we now understand and care about, will continue to advocate for Black lives. Absolutely.
yes,
Black people and equity and equality. Because we still don't have that. We still don't have equity and equality. There's still this very much like second class citizenship
absolutely.
of the Black American person that
Yeah,
I refuse to participate in. Just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's a give and take relationship that
absolutely.
I gave to for many years as a former Oreo. I'm a self-proclaimed former Oreo. You know, like I, you know, rejected everything that connected me to being Black
Okay.
and with white kids at, you know, at my
Right.
expense, you know, because the microaggressions and the racism,
Mm-hmm.
none of them remember today, you know, that they did, you know, that affects you when you're a kid,
Right.
you know, and I grew up going to PWIs and, you know, just was in
Same.
PWI my whole life. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was telling my husband, like, you know, my husband's white. And I was telling my husband, like, there's just no way that y'all didn't know what was going on. There's no way, because when I was a
And you
kid,
know what?
I was taught that we were second class citizens by the way that
Right.
I was treated. I was taught that like Black people, you're to take a back seat. You're to accept being treated poorly.
Mm-hmm.
You're to
Yes, because
put
that's just
kids' feelings, you know, when you're a kid, the white kids matter more than you. Like I was taught that. That was explicit.
yeah.
What do you mean I got that message, but you guys weren't getting any message?
But you know what? Honestly, a lot of them do not. A lot of them are ignorant,
Mhm.
but not in a negative or like hurtful way. Like really true. Like I said, some girls that come to my DM are girls that I went to school with. I went to all white private Catholic high school.
Oh, same.
Yeah. So, and honestly, a lot of them don't know. They really don't know. And it's like, it never anything, like I said, not coming from a nasty or like racist point of view, but like a lot of them were like, I really did not know that any of this was going on. Like all like, and that's my thing. It's like, it's going to take years for this unlearning and new learning to be done, especially everything. And it's going to stem as well from education. Like a lot of schools need to put more Black history classes, not just as an elective. It needs to be like a core class. More teachers of color. I don't care if it's a private white school. I don't care. More teachers, like it has to be more inclusive because honestly, like your husband, he probably really didn't know, and like, and it's not him not, you know,
Right.
not wanting to know. Like they just are so. And the word ignorant sounds so negative, but it just means you're just unaware. Like a lot of them were just unaware, and I had to learn that. I'm like, you know what, these girls, and it was all girls school, and I was like, these girls really
Right.
didn't know. Like they really did not know.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, so
the class factor that's on
mhm,
that as well, which I also suffered. So it was like I was Black,
right,
I was poor. I was
right,
at a all-girl Catholic school on a scholarship, you know, and it was made very clear to me that you are to behave a certain
it was a
way
scholarship,
if you're
right,
stay here, without a doubt, you know. So and then people and then I get out around other people and it's like, oh, you're an Oreo or you know,
mhm,
white girl. And like I've said before, I promise you, it's not a white girl in the world that sounds like me. But I have
right,
a neutral American voice because I trained in theater to get this
right.
voice. So that I have a
But
voice.
then, oh, you talk white. I hate
Right.
that.
Yeah.
What? How do I talk a color?
You can't detect a lot of regionalisms that I learned growing up. Like saying y'all, that's an indicator,
Right.
And I'm in certain
Hey, Danie.
I know not to say y'all, or
Right.
people take y'all nowadays though, but just saying. But yeah, definitely. I feel like classism combined with the indoctrination of white supremacy, if you will, the indoctrination that this group of people is inherently better.
Right.
There's such a disconnect. People didn't understand that I didn't have lunch money when I was in school. People didn't understand my mother passed
Yes.
when I was in middle school, and like
Oh,
nobody knew.
wow.
I didn't say anything.
Say
And
right.
so people would be like, "Where's your mom?" Like at different events for like the
Yeah.
school, experience.
Right.
And that's just something that I feel like if you maybe didn't have a lot of things given to you, you would notice someone like who doesn't have food or who's
Right. Right.
clothes are,
Exactly.
those are things that as a teaching artist, because I teach theater, that I can recognize in my students. I'll see a student and I'll be like, exactly, I missed a lot of school trips.
Exactly.
Afford it. Amen.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Let's a moment of silence for the kids that I had to miss a lot of school trips for the same reason.
A
I had to
lot.
forge my mom's signature because I grew up.
That's crazy.
I grew up with addiction and all that. I was the adult.
Right.
A lot of Black women grow up that way, and then people want to say, "Oh, Black women are masculine." It's not a masculine energy.
No, we just had to put on, we have to be older sooner, in some cases, and then people say masculine because society puts on that the men are, more, I don't say powerful, but like men are like when a woman steps into like a male role, they're automatically seen as masculine because society sees it as a masculine or male thing. And it's like, no, it's like I really just had to like step up and, you're calling me now I'm seen as masculine or like not feminine and not, so it's just like nothing we do is right. Nothing we do is right. It's always going to be something, a negative put on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's I think classism should not be a factor. That's why
Absolutely.
I go so hard for all of my students, and I bring in gift bags and snacks, and because I'm
That's
like,
cute.
classism should not be a factor in a child's education. A kid shouldn't feel like, wow, I didn't get lunch today, and I was embarrassed about being short on my lunch money, or I didn't get to go on this school field trip because I
Right.
have what the next kid has. We got to do something about that.
We gotta do better.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So we're going to wrap it up because we're running out of time. Is there anything that you want to say as we close out, Lindsey?
I do. I just feel like people just need to stop being so judgmental of others. Like when we talked about the fat phobia and things like that. It's like we don't know how that person, what they're going through. I was taught on just respecting others. Show others how you want to be. I treat others how I want to be treated. So that's the main thing. And I also would like to say that, Black Lives Matter is not a trend, or like if you're really wanting to help, then do that. And also don't feel the need to share that you're helping. A lot of people, I feel like think they